Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, or the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai, and the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalio, and this video is another prophecy update. You know, I've been following this bird flu situation, the narrative that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the rulers of this wicked kingdom today, are currently pushing. And it is escalating very rapidly in these past few days. So we have this video here from Jason A. And it says, new pandemic in America, it has begun. And he puts the fair use notice copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Not sure how that law really translates to those of us out here in Jamaica, but I'll still put it out there, Fair Use Act. So let's get into it.
There's a lot about the bird flu and how it's mutating that we don't know about.
There's not yet cases of human-to-human transmission. That can happen at any time. Once that begins, we are indeed in for another pandemic.
Bird flu is getting a lot of attention right now, with some experts worried it could become a major public health risk.
Now the CDC also warns multiple viruses are surging.
Well, the U.S. is grappling with a quadruple wave of potentially serious viruses just as millions of Americans wrap up the holidays and head back to work. The Centers for Disease Control says cases of the flu, COVID, RSV, and norovirus, or the stomach flu, began to rise just days before the holidays.
Starting with a breaking news alert.
This is the same narrative that's currently going on in China, by the way. It's the same narrative. China has claimed that they are in, I believe, a state of emergency because of multiple flus or whatever that are out there. And in America, they're calling it a quademic or something like that.
Health officials have just reported the first person has died of the bird flu here in the U.S.
Brevard County's Florida Wildlife Hospital has confirmed a half dozen cases of bird flu in the past couple of weeks.
You heard that? The first case of a death in America. Now, they've been bringing it out, right? Because they said that there was a child that got it. They said that there was a man in Louisiana who got it, and it was a more mutated kind of version of it. So they're selling the narrative that it is becoming deadlier over time. And first it was infecting the cows and the chicken. And then they're saying that it's affecting humans. And they're saying that they have found it in the raw pet food brands, which means that it is something that can affect any and everything, from food to people to livestock. So they're selling the narrative that it's really dangerous.
Darlene, that virus is arriving with migratory birds, but it's still too early to know how severe this season will be for Central Florida wildlife.
5 years ago, COVID-19 was first reported in China's Wuhan, and years later, the question still remains if the world is ready for another pandemic. The ongoing spread of a novel bird flu strain, specifically the H5N1, is causing alarm among public and animal health officials across the United States as it continues to infect various species. Now, the spread of the strain has raised concerns that the virus could mutate into a form transmissible between humans, potentially triggering a pandemic which could bring the world to a halt in a similar way that it did years ago.
Yeah, Kendall, health officials in Louisiana just making that announcement. They say the patient was over the age of 65 and had underlying medical conditions. Doctors say the person caught the flu from a flock of wild birds. The U.S. has been facing an outbreak of the bird flu since April, when the first human case was reported. Now, the bird flu has also caused egg prices to soar as it has spread through chickens nationwide.
If you start developing any respiratory symptoms, you need to get tested.
Do this until February 1st. On January 1st,
Any respiratory symptoms, you need to get tested.
The CDC is warning of surges in flu, RSV, norovirus, and COVID cases. It's now predicting respiratory virus hospitalizations could be as high as last year, despite a slow start to the cold and flu season.
Those of us in infectious disease always worry about influenza.
The CDC reports a 12% jump in positive flu tests in the week ending December 21st. It says more than 12,000 people were hospitalized with the flu then. Right now, health officials say influenza A is the biggest concern, but experts are sounding the alarm about bird flu. Norovirus is another issue. Many people call it stomach flu, although it's not a type of influenza or even a respiratory illness. The CDC reports an unusual spike in norovirus outbreaks this month.
we are also moving into RSV season, respiratory syncytial virus season.
Health officials say the number of RSV cases is high and is increasing in most areas of the country. And young children are especially at risk. They say COVID cases are on the rise too.
The good news is we have testing for COVID and for RSV and for influenza.
Yeah. And the rest of the video, it's an 8-minute, 58-minute video, but I'm not going to play all of it. You can go to his channel to watch the rest of it, because we're able to see what's happening here. It's the same song and dance. It's the same tactics by this devil that are being reused. But from the looks of it, it looks like he'll be coming stronger than the last time, right? Because surely the lockdowns are ahead, okay? But these are the times that we're in because we're at the end of the rulership of the so-called white man. And at the end, Salakia, of the rulership of the so-called white man, we're going to be seeing all of these prophecies, man. And Yahushua let us know what will be happening. And it says in Matthew 24 and verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So this all has happened and is happening. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So there was just another major earthquake that just hit. I think it's Tibet. That some people have been judged from it, and it's quite devastating. I think it was a 7.1. Let me go to the Google, type in earthquake. Right, Tibet, 7.1. Earthquake kills at least 95 people in Tibet, and earthquakes are a constant reoccurring thing that is happening. 5.6, 6.2, all these are January 7th, January 5th. And then when you go to this website, here, it will just let you know all of the earthquakes that be happening. And they're constant, really, all around the world. This is a sign of the end. The pestilences, so the narratives that are being pushed out there, and I say it in this kind of way because we know, those of us that know that the 2020 worldwide situation, the way that they sold it to the world, was really not as deadly as it was portrayed, to put it that kind of way. But the thing about it is that based on the scriptures and Bible prophecy, it is known that Yahweh Shemisha will be bringing severe judgment to the world, and pestilences and plague are a very big part of that. In the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 5, it says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So true deadly plagues and pestilences will be visiting this world. These will be a part of the judgments from Yahweh Shemishai. And the same way how, America is known as Mr. Babylon the Great, America is known as spiritually Sodom and Egypt. The Lord said in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 6 to 8, that we shall be brought into Egypt again. America is of that same spirit, and there's no new thing under the sun. The plagues and pestilences that hit ancient Egypt before our deliverance out of ancient Egypt, us, the true Israelites, the same thing is going to happen again before this deliverance. There is going to be plague and pestilences that are truly deadly and serious. The judgments from Yahweh Shemishai. So, these things that are coming are going to be extremely harsh in these last days. And earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. So when we see these things, these are only the beginning of sorrows, because worse times are coming. We're heading into the time of Jacob's trouble. A time like never before upon us as a nation. It is out of Jacob's trouble that the elect of the nation of Israel will be saved. Those of us of the hopeful elect. And with the way things are going on right now, with all of this news coming out, every day it's hot. Every single day it's hot right now. There's so much going on in the world. And all of it, we're able to filter through Bible prophecy, those of us that believe. So we're in some very tumultuous times, and the pestilences are no joke. Yahweh Shemishai said that they would be bringing the pestilences. I believe it's Ezekiel 7 and 15. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. So these are the judgments coming, man. And Yahushua said the beginning of sorrows. So we'll be facing earthquakes, famines, pestilences, and those are only the beginning of sorrows. Which means that the judgments at hand are going to become more and more severe as time goes on before the deliverance of the elect of the nation of Israel. And in 2nd Esdras chapter 15, when we go down to verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power, because times are going to become that chaotic. The famine alone, when you look at how these people operate in the world, the famine alone will be enough to draw people out to go to very to go to a very chaotic level. You know? Just a few meals, just even like a week or 2 weeks without food, and people will be going crazy out there. And that famine is coming. As was mentioned in the video, they're saying that the price of eggs are increasing. I've already heard of milk shortages as well, because they say that the cows are affected as well. So that's where the milk comes from. And so we're also experiencing constant inflation that's going on. Continuously, price increases. So everything is becoming worse. Each day is becoming worse and worse. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. So eventually it's going to get to the point, times are going to be so bad where people are not going to be listening to the authorities anymore. They're going to be going buck wild out there. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because draconic measures are coming. Martial law is coming. They can declare martial law for anything. Medical martial law, regular martial law. However they want to declare martial law, they can declare it. And they have been declaring a state of emergency in different places. For example, in California. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. This is the time that's coming. So visualize it. When you read the scriptures, visualize. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. For great tribulation, great tribulation. And these words are not words to be taken lightly, because severe judgment from Yahweh Shemishai is coming. So much so that even in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 19, it says, "For horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation." And that's what this generation is. You have the Edomites, who are the wicked that are ruling, and then you have our people who take onto their ways and love their ways and do not turn towards Yahweh Shemishai. They forsake Yahweh Shemishai. They're wicked men. They're unrighteous. And so they will be counted to perish from the judgments from Yahweh Shemishai. They're not repentant for the things that they do. They don't care. So the Lord is going to judge them for it. And so, even going back to the Google and taking a look at just even what's going on with this bird flu situation. So apparently they already have a V for it. And the Moderna stock has jumped after the first US death. Now, the first US death, that really lets you know what time it is as well. Because now people are dying from it, or someone has died from it. So the narrative is going to most likely be that others are going to be perishing from it too, those who catch it. And everything is going to escalate. First bird flu death reported in the US according to the CDC, and this is in Louisiana. So apparently it looks like if it is the same person, the person that was reported to have the mutations in Louisiana, it looks like they have passed. Okay, and then the egg prices soared due to it. And then they're saying that bird flu cases emerging in Central Florida, so it's spreading around the United States. They're showing you that it's all spreading. Okay, this is all happening, and then they're talking about the mask mandates coming back. Hospital mask mandates temporarily back in effect for some systems. So they're trying to, or not even trying to. They're talking about bringing in. So they're putting out the same vibe as it was with the worldwide 2020 situation, and it's all going to escalate, man. And the wicked, Esau, Edom, their ruling class, right? The elite bankers are getting ready to push their NWO, and with that is going to come their microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And so their motto is order out of chaos. So they'll be bringing chaos. The times are in fact evil. And the scriptures say that. Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. The days are in fact evil. Things are going to be getting really, really bad in these last days, man. And Yahweh Shemishai has sent his prophets out onto the world to warn the world of the things to come. And it is the elect of the nation of Israel that shall listen to the words of Yahweh Shemishai and repent. But for those of the Israelites that do not repent and turn towards Yahweh Shemishai, they will be perishing from these judgments, man. Going back to the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 8 and verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Right? So, great miseries are coming, man. And as Yahushua said, the beginning of sorrows. And World War III is a part of Bible prophecy, and World War III has already started. So we really are in that time. And the scriptures say in Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12 that the devil knoweth that he hath but a short time, so he's coming with great wrath. So he is in fact coming with great wrath. And he'll be coming with great wrath, using his blessing, which is that sword, to take peace away from the earth. as mentioned in Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4. And so we're heading into the time of great tribulation, and we're heading into the time of great persecution upon those that believe in Yahweh Shemishai. 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 70, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So this is the spirit that will be put upon them, that they will be like madmen, sparing none. That's how they're going to be going for the believers of Yahweh Shemishai, man. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Right? Because the elect of the nation of Israel will be preserved from all of the chaos and calamities that Esau, Edom will be bringing to the world. The elect have to be saved. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. So this is a promise from Yahweh Shemishai unto us, man, that the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. We shall be delivered out of this tribulation that is coming, and we will be kept safe, and we will be fed, and we will have enough to be able to bear through everything that is to come, as very terrible days are coming, man. And things are ramping up. The year has just started. We're only 1 week in. January 7th, 2025, the hopeful year of our deliverance and the destruction of Esau. So, remain diligent. On the left-hand side, Esau, Edom, they're very diligent with what they're doing. So we too must be diligent. And we must work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. As we are of the hopeful elect, we're prisoners of hope. So we do not know if we are going to be saved, but we hope that we are saved. So, with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai B'Shem Kodesh. Shalom.